So, hello and welcome, dear friends and followers of Dentist.camera, episode 57. So, what started 1.5 years ago, talking to authors, to interesting people out there, goes in the 57th round. And it's a great pleasure and honor to have you are four dentinal tube guys, to Nate and Celin in the show, talking about different things, social media, because are very successful on social media. So let's jump right into the discussion. I will have the comments here. So let's start the show with a short introduction of Nate and Celin. Tell us a little bit more about you. So Nate first.
Okay, so my name is Nate Lawson. I'm a general dentist. I'm a graduate of the University of Alabama at Birmingham, here where I now teach. I graduated dental school in 2011. And I did a combined BD and PhD program. So when I graduated, I had a little stint in practice, and then I came back and started teaching. And my real kind of different perspective to dentistry is that really what I do most of the days of the week are to do research on dental materials. I still see patients just half a day a week, but my passion is doing research on dental materials. And then my other big passion is teaching. So I like teaching in the didactic portion of the dental school, and then also doing like continuing education, lecturing. And then, social media for me has kind of been like an extension of teaching. All of the presentations that I make for the lectures, I really like the visual content of it. And I've learned a lot from the other guy you're about to hear from, Celin, who's helped a lot with photography and making visual content look great. But like that was always one of the fun parts of teaching, was making my presentations and slides. And then when social media became big, I think then that's where I have enjoyed kind of like using that same type of content and incorporating that into social media posts. I mean, really most of my interest has been on Instagram, but also putting it on other platforms like Facebook and on YouTube. But yeah, that's a little bit about me.
We will talk about the social media platforms and everything later. So let's give the word to Celin to introduce himself to our community, to our audience.
Okay, so my name is Celin Arce. I'm originally from Costa Rica, and I did dental school in Costa Rica a few years ago. And after that, I did my prosonics residency here at the University of Alabama. And also I did my master's degree at the UAB as well. And after that, I got to work at the university, and that's how I met Dr. Lawson and the other members from Dental Tube. Really, my passion is I enjoy the clinical dentistry, prosonics. So my cases are high-end aesthetic cases, full mouth rehabs, implants. Very early in my career, I got into photography. So also photography is, I share that same passion with Alessandro, making videos, really good photos. And I think that's how pretty much like Dental Tube came alive, and maybe a little bit better, since we're able to combine different backgrounds from Dr. Lawson, PhD in biomaterials, with my background in prosonics, Dr. Robles in operative dentistry, and Hernan, that is a master ceramist. So everybody with different backgrounds, we're able to combine them together, and that's how we were able to create the content that we do. And yeah, that's something that we really enjoy. I think in the beginning we thought that it was not going to be that popular, and nowadays, I mean, it's incredible that we have, I think, 85,000 followers or so yeah, we couldn't never imagine.
You're doing a great job, and it's interesting that you're not following trends. Basically, you're not following trends. If I look at your account, it looks very classy, very uh, without being too offensive, it looks very down to earth, very as Nate mentioned, looks like slide presentations, but with great information. I really enjoy reading your posts, and also repeating information. Basically, that was I learned also in on my account with photography. After 1 month or 2 months, you're gone through it. Then you have to repeat yourself. Basically, you have the advantage of having a little bit more material to share, so your lifespan of information is a little bit longer in terms of when do you start repeating yourself and talking about composite again, and talking about bonding again, and talking about your lab stuff or whatever. That's why in one of the last posts you talked about brushes. So it's very interesting. But this shows also that it doesn't you don't need to follow trends, dancing around, jumping around. And I'm so happy that serious information has also a chance being successful on social media. So basically, when this leads to the next question, when did you start? You both are the younger generation. So when I grew up, there was no internet, there were no computer games. So basically, I was playing with Lego, and you already started playing with computers, I guess. And how did you start thinking about doing something different and going into social media as a communication tool?
Yeah. Do you want me to start, Celin? Or
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I could tell you one of my Celin's version might be a little bit different, but my interpretation of the origins was we actually had the name Dental Tube came from a project that we had started at the dental school, which was that a lot of times we had a clinic procedure manual that nobody actually read because it's a PDF that was behind a firewall that was, hadn't been updated in a long time. And so we were going to make videos to show how to do dental procedures for the dental students to learn. And so that's where we came up with the name Dental Tube. And then, like, this was probably about 6 years ago, we went and just bought the web address, and I think we were going to host it just a website, dentaltube.com, to put these videos. And it never completely took off because that was a big task to try to complete, but that's where the name originated. And then my version of how I think about the Instagram account starting was the guy that's not on here, Robles, had shared with me that someone had reposted a video that we had made about doing a class 2 composite for Dental Tube. We put it on YouTube, and taken content and posted it on their Instagram account. And I think when we had put it on YouTube, there were like 11 people watched it, and then this person reposted on Instagram, and there was like thousands of people that were watching it. And we thought, man, we got to figure out what this Instagram thing is, and dental Instagram. And so that was my interpretation of like why we decided to start the Instagram account.
Cool, because I saw that you also have a YouTube channel, but it looks like a little bit abandoned. So and yeah. You also you have over 5,000 subscribers. It's not bad, I have on my YouTube channel, I'm struggling getting 1,000 subscribers, doing posting on a regular base. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's because you're based in the US. I see much more engagement in the US compared to Europe. Also on my Instagram account, the main engagement comes either from the US or then from India, from Asia. But in Europe, people are a little bit struggling to engage on social media, which is different in the States. I remember when I had my first lecture in the US, there was a guy on the stage telling everybody, I'm the best. Because if I would not be so good, I would not be invited to talk to you. It was like, oh, okay. now let's listen to this guy, what he has to say. But this is like kind of self-confidence, saying, okay, I'm here. I have something to tell you. I want to teach you. I want to share my knowledge. And even if it's not what you agree on, at least we can start a discussion. And this culture of talking to each other, discussing things, is a little bit missing in Europe. What maybe what are your thoughts on this, Celin?
Yeah, so I think the YouTube channel, the thing is like our content is definitely like kind of Instagram photo driven. So it's kind of hard to take that same content and put it into like a YouTube video, even though like we have also like it's like technique videos or clinical videos that we can post. But I think the content that we can do for Instagram is very different than like the one that has to go to YouTube. So and so far, I think yeah, definitely we get a lot more engagement in Instagram. I think that's where like most of the people that's like their social platform right now. And yeah, in the beginning, I think it really we got some engagement in the beginning. Maybe I think we had like about 5,000, maybe 10,000 followers at the most. And really, what changed a lot over the COVID quarantine, that since everybody was on the phone every day at home, obviously we got lots of followers, and then we were able to bring lots of people together from all around the world. We were doing the live interviews with Thomas Linkevicius, Neymar Satori, and like many different clinicians around the world. And after that, I think that's when the academy exploded and got a lot bigger. So yeah, definitely. I think the engagement between Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, the population is also different. So yeah, you kind of
It
have
depends.
to.
It depends on the content. So basically, you cannot take Instagram content and share it to YouTube, sorry, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, or wherever. It's not. There's a reason why each platform has its followers, its community, because there are some differences. So basically, you always there's no YouTube star being an Instagram star. There's no Instagram star being a YouTube star. Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't have a YouTube channel.
Uh-huh.
You know, he
Yeah.
focuses on one platform and is successful there. And I think this is also important from my point of view, and also you, as far as I understand or I can see, you focus now on Instagram being the communication platform you are enjoying and also are successful. But let's come back to the next point. So people might ask, and you can give us the answer, what tools are you using for content creation? If I look at the slides, at the carousels, at the post, it looks like PowerPoint or Keynote. What Nate?
Yeah.
Tell us your secrets. Tell us your secrets.
Yeah, so the content was, I mean, it starts off with the photography. I mean, there's two types of posts I'd say that DentalTube has. I mean, there's photography-based posts like the one we posted today, and then there's ones that are animations. The photography post, I think one of the keys is to try to get good photography. I remember when I first started doing photography, you know, it was often way ahead of me as far as photography, but one of the things that I had to learn to get better was to get soft boxes. I mean, using soft boxes has helped make my, macro photography so much nicer. And then I'm always using black and white backgrounds because it just makes it easier images. So the photography, like I said, soft boxes, black and white backgrounds. Black backgrounds are super easy. You can get a black piece of felt. White backgrounds, Celin taught me, I think, the trick where you put like a white or you put one of the soft boxes behind the object you're taking a picture of, and that creates a nice white background. And then putting it all together is, I used to do that in PowerPoint, but now I started using more Keynote, and it's just, it's pretty simple, just putting it together, just making a square, template in Keynote, putting it together, and then adding text. And then just the pain in the butt is you've got to export it as a JPEG, and then I email it to myself, download it on my phone, and then upload it up onto Instagram, the content. But it just, I'm sure there's easier ways to do that. And Alessandro, you're pro at this kind of stuff, so I'm sure easier ways
No,
to do that. But
I'm just laughing because there are definitely easier way for your workflow, and I'm happy to share some tips and tricks with you, because in the beginning I was also struggling and playing around, and there are many tools, and I have a large armamentarium of tools that I'm using. Keynote is also one of them, because Keynote is one of the coolest thing if you have to draw diagrams and do all this. So basically, maybe someone who's good in Excel or other Office application might say no. But for me, Keynote, I'm doing presentations in Keynote since Keynote exists. So then the presentation style. So you just have to adapt the dimension of your slides, and this makes it easy to use Keynote as a base. And then I combine it with tools like Canva. I don't know if you know Canva.
Yeah.
Canva is let's say almost the number one tool on Instagram when it comes to design. And it's getting more and more popular, and it's getting more and more powerful. Now you can even upload PDF files, edit PDF files, edit videos. It's becoming like an Adobe collection, but at a little bit cheaper price. And then you have the Photoshop community. I have this Adobe subscription just because of Photoshop. So basically paying too much money for not using all the other tools. So basically you have Canva, you have Photoshop. I'm a lover of Figma. Figma is something that you have to check out as well. Figma is a freeware where you can it's vector-based drawing, and there's a huge community. You find tons of templates and thing, and then I'm combining all these tools to create my single posts and carousels. And important is then, sorry.
Oh no.
And for the video, this is like, say, the graphic design, and for video, I'm an iPhone user, so my favorite app is InShot. InShot app for video editing on your phone, and on the desktop, you have to check out DaVinci Resolve. So now I told you all my secrets.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, the thing I'm still trying to understand is Instagram Reels. Like, I know that that's a big thing, and I've read about that on your account. But I think we tried it. There's like one Instagram Reel on our account, and I don't understand that a Reel, I guess, is different than just a video that you post. And
basically a Reel is a video. Basically, a Reel is a video. But you have on Instagram, you have basically a single post, then you have a carousel. So you have a single slide, you have a carousel with up to 10 slides. You can post a video in and then you can post a reel. A reel has the format of a story. And can be from 1 to let's say 5. Let's say 1 second reel doesn't make sense, but from 7 seconds to 60 seconds. And Instagram is pushing video content much more than images. So basically, they want people to produce more video content, because video content keeps people longer on the platform. If I browse an account with beautiful images, the time I look at an image is not 1 minute or 20 seconds or 10 seconds. Maybe it's 1 second. I double tap if I like, and I go to the next one. So the time you stay on an account, reading information, consuming content, is much shorter. So you can browse 1,000 images in 1,000 seconds, but you cannot browse 1,000 reels in 1,000 seconds. So if you watch 1,000 reels, you stay there the whole night, So, and basically this is the thing. That's why it's pushed to keep people more attracted, more on the platform. And that's why a lot of people are dancing around and fooling around. But I also do not dance. I'm trying to make educational reels, and I'm sure that you could do educational reels. And basically, it's like what we are doing now, that you have a setup with a studio, and then you can play the professor and do a short intro. I do it always the same. Say, look, today let's look at this, or this is my new camera. Let's talk about my new camera. So you do a short intro, and then you go into the topic, and you can also use your slides and create a short video of your slides. Basically, then you have a reel.
And can you make it on your computer and then upload it onto Instagram?
Yes.
Or do you have to create it? Okay. You
Yes.
just upload it as an MP4?
Yeah, MP4, yes.
Okay.
It accepts everything that runs on your phone can be uploaded as a reel. Every movie, it's movie files or MPV files, MP4 files, that's all working. And the important thing is that you have good quality.
Yeah.
So that you
I notice all your videos are super high quality.
Yes. This is also Instagram is pushing high quality content more. Some people say, in the beginning it was like the dirty smartphone camera with not cleaned lens, and almost you didn't see what's happening. And they were pushing this because this was like original content, but now they are switching. They want more original content at a higher level. So to also stand out in front of competitors like TikTok or others that are not promoting high quality content, they are pushing any content, and the sillier it is, the more it's pushed. So basically, Instagram is more on the serious side, if we can say that. And this shows also the success of your account, that Instagram is also about serious information. And what I see, what you are doing is infotainment, but you could also do edutainment. So basically, for me, you can be successful as a university, as an educator doing edutainment. So education with a touch of fun, with a touch of look, do it the Italian ways. Talk with your hands,
No, and I think you get to a good point, which is that when we started doing social media dentistry at the school, we weren't the first. I think probably the first big account was Bosma's, which was Royal Periodontics, and he had a big account in the school, and then we had opened ours. And there's several people who participate in social media dentistry within the school, but there is kind of I always feel a little bit of this doubt, like, is this okay that I'm doing social media, and is this looked at by peers as something that's respectable, or is this child's play? But every time I go to a presentation that the university puts on from someone external to the school, and they talk about media relations, or they talk about recruitment of students, or they talk about anything like that, or even education, social media is so prevalent right now that I think I have to get over my head that when I say Instagram, I'm not being judged as like, oh, there's the young professor talking about Instagram. Like, no, this is something that's prevalent in our education system now, and a way people are learning, and it's a respectable way to share content is through social media.
Absolutely, totally agree. And it's important that people like you, with what you are doing, show also to the dental community that it can be serious. Like when I started, I gave it now to my successors of the journal, the International Journal of Aesthetic Dentistry Instagram account. I in the bio, in the profile, I wrote first evidence-based Instagram account.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So telling people, look, we are not bullshitting you. We are not trying to sell you tomatoes for potatoes. So we are sharing valuable information you can trust on, because this is also something that young dentists have problems. I always mention the Facebook University. You know, the Facebook University.
Yeah.
Facebook
Yep.
University means before, after, before, after, before, after, and you look at all this, and then you say, okay, I have to start to grind down all the teeth, because this is what Facebook is showing me being the best, making the most money out of my patients. Just doing smile design, just prepping all the teeth, extracting. Don't do perio, don't do endo, just extract the teeth, place implants, make a lot of money out of your patients. And this is really dangerous. This is a dangerous message that is going out there, but it's the interpretation of people watching social media. It's not basically what the dentists showcasing themselves. If you ask any of these big accounts where you only see before and after pictures, I every day I post, can you please share some details of your treatment protocol? You will never ever see any details. And some people then answered me in the comments, and this is ridiculous. Maybe he doesn't want to show his secrets, and say, okay, come on. In a veneer protocol, there's no secret. This is given. It's given. Basically, it's like going from A to B. Doing a veneer, there are some steps you have to follow, regardless of your quality, regardless of, and you can do it better or worse. But basically, an endo treatment has a sequence: opening up the tooth, taking out the pulp, rinsing, cleaning, closing it. So basically, there's no magic. But I would love to see more details of this to learn. I don't learn from a before and after image.
Yeah.
So what is your opinion on this? This would be interesting.
Okay. I'll say real quickly. Celin, you. So my thought towards that is I always think about, like, with the dental Instagram accounts, you can have patient facing versus dentist facing. So, like, I who's not a dentist that thinks teeth are disgusting. So, like, if she was trying to find a dentist, she wouldn't want to see veneer preps. Like, she wouldn't even want to see this. She wants to see this. But you're right. If an account's trying to be dentist facing, I think that they should have more than just before and afters. Like, that would not be an account that I'd be interested in following. But Celin, out here.
Celin, is this also your thoughts?
Yeah, where you guys were you were saying, especially now we have seen that, especially with the younger students, is that they come to you with the phone, with the Instagram account. It's like, can I do this for this patient? And one of them was placing rebond into the root canal space and doing the composite buildup. And I'm like, well, like, that technique is actually quite difficult. Like, why do you want to do this instead of like a fiber pose? So now, like, I see one of the younger people is like, well, like, basically I'm deciding my treatment for my patient just out of a Instagram post. So that's why I think, at least in our account, we try to maintain, I would say, since we're here at the university, we try to maintain things like fairly professional, research based. We post our research also from the good research that we found in other people or articles. But that's something that we have to be, I think, especially younger dentists, they have to be quite careful to really differentiate what will be best for your patients, and just not looking at the photo from Instagram.
No, that's why an account like yours is really important. You cannot underestimate the power you have, the responsibility you have. And I no, really, and I want to congratulate you on what you're doing, because I would love to see more work like this, that is down to earth, clinical based, and also, let's say, evidence based, in the sense of with some literature behind that, coming from a university. There's always there always are points that can be discussed, but this is this is absolutely normal. So there's never just one way doing something. We know about gold standards in different fields of dentistry, but then there are many things around the gold standard that also work. And this is what I really enjoy watching your account. And I would love to see, or maybe, I don't know, if you can extend your group, because this is also something. There are most of the Instagram accounts are solo accounts. It's I'm also happy, or I'm a little bit jealous that you have found a group working together on a project, because this is also something that in dentistry is not very common. So the dentists in general are self-made people, closed in their dental office with the patient and not talking to anybody out there. So this is what I want to convince dentists to tear down the walls, go out of your cage, open up your mind, and talk to each other, because together we can go ahead, we can learn, we can improve ourselves, not by closing yourself in your office for, I don't know, 10 hours a day, just looking at one tooth. not and I always tell people, the dental communication is hello, can you rinse please? Does it hurt? Please open your mouth. Open your mouth, open it a little bit more. So basically this is what dentists are speaking all day. So
I think
Yes.
I mean, there's a great point about when I think about the collaboration here, and Celin touched on this at the beginning. Like, I think one of the ways that works for us is that we each kind of have our own little area of specialty, but they're not so far removed from each other that we can't all communicate about the same thing. So, and I think part of it also gets to vulnerability, to be able to have a little bit of vulnerability to, go to, and I think just because the relationship I have with Celin and Robles and Hernan and everything is, I have no problem going to Celin and be like, I told him the other day, I was like, I don't even know what a stand body for an implant is. Like, can you tell me what it is in a simple way? And so he'll bring it and show me them, and we'll take the pictures, and he'll give me the information to put up on there. And, similarly with Robles, ask that man so many questions about operative dentistry, but, I feel like I still can bring my own strength of biomaterials. So it's like, we all have our ability to bring our strengths, but we can admit that there's other topics where we draw on each other. And I think that's why it can, there's never like, oh, I think that we need to post about, some topic. And then the other person says, no, we I only do screw retain. No, I only do cement retain. We all have our little areas to contribute, but we also can admit that there's other areas where the other person is the expert. And so I think that's helped make it collaborative.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the one of the most important thing is to start discussions. I saw always being editor-in-chief of a journal, also being like a discussion starter. So publish an article and hopefully get a discussion out of it. Whether you find it useful, positive, negative, does it have an impact on your dental work? Do you find something new, interesting? So these are the thing we have to try motivating ourselves every day, because otherwise you go into the hamster wheel, you go into the routine, you fall into a routine, and this is a big danger, especially in a profession where you are touching patients. If you're a hairdresser, if you have a bad day and you cut the hair of your client, the hair grows. But if you cut or if you extract the wrong tooth, bullshit, this is not good. So so basically you need to focus every day, you need to concentrate. And this is also something people underestimate about being a dentist. So what do you think as younger dentists on this whole thing now popping up called work-life balance?
That's not where I thought you were going to go with that. I mean, one of the things I think that you had where you started with that, I wanted to comment at this idea of, you know, being a conversation starter with as a journal editor. I think similarly, you know, with the Instagram account, you have that ability to introduce a topic and put some comments out there and then see how people respond to it. And that's a great thing about social media, maybe even more so than print journalism, that you can get immediate comments. And I think one of the things you have to learn, though, is to, when people start commenting, it's really easy at the beginning to take offense if somebody says that's not the best way to do it, or that's not how I do it. I think the initial response is, well, screw you, I made this work, and I think I'm an expert at this. But then when you can learn to be like, how do you do it? Like, and just genuinely mean it. Like, how do you do it? Like, tell me what's better. And, you know, sometimes you get the trolls that don't know, they just want to be mean. But then sometimes you got people that say, well, here's how I do it. And then you're like, wow, I just learned something. And yeah, you can admit on your comments, like, yeah, I posted this and I thought this was good, but somebody else has a better idea. Here, look what they do. And maybe the next post you have is what they did. I mean, we've done that many times on Dental Tube, and like, that's the most fun about it. When we learn about new materials and things from comments, that makes it a lot more fun. So
yeah, that's the way it should be. That's the way it should be, and that's why you are here, and that's why I'm really appreciating. I cannot say it enough. So I really appreciate what you're doing for the dental community. So to sum it up,
Alessandro,
yes, Celin, please.
I just talk?
Yes.
Yeah, and I think also what we realize, maybe after a few months after that, is trying to explain the most difficult thing in a very, very simple way. That's usually the posts and the content that gets like most of the engagement. So like, try to explain how the 10 MDP monomer bonds to zirconia in a very, let's say, interactive, fun way to seeing things. That's what gets most of the engagement. And mostly the simple topics we have posted for, like, most like very complicated topics. Usually people are not really attracted to that, but we have seen that very simple things, very well put together and very well explained, usually like people appreciate the most.
Basically it's the tips and tricks. Basically,
Right.
it's the tips and tricks, and that's why it's a pity that you left YouTube, because the YouTube channel would then be to explain a little bit more in detail. So basically, I would see Instagram as the teaser, because you have a lot of topics that can easily be discussed also in a YouTube format. It doesn't need to be 60 minutes or whatever, but 5 minutes. So a time frame that is out of, okay, you can go live on Instagram also for up to 4 hours, but you don't have the possibilities to really share, to show things on the tiny screen on your smartphone. So basically for that, I think, and you have your presentations already done. So basically spicing up your presentations, taking the juice out of it, and present it in a YouTube format would be. So I want to motivate you to also go back and do some more YouTube videos as an addition, because what you're doing fits perfect to both platforms from my point of view. So I don't know if
maybe you can handle our YouTube.
What was it too time consuming for you to go to stay on YouTube?
When you said work-life balance, that's the hard thing, is like Instagram. I mean, hopefully my wife doesn't watch this, so she doesn't know the amount of hours I was here last night just making pictures for Instagram. Like, I told her that I was doing work. She won't watch this. I told her I was doing work and she's at home watching the baby. And like, just to make those pictures takes forever. A video takes so long. I mean, you can appreciate how long it takes. And I shouldn't be saying this to you because you make amazing content, and I don't know how you make so much of it. I mean, it's incredible. But I know that's a huge amount of time. And so I guess that's probably why. I mean, Celin actually makes very beautiful videos, and he edits videos and has those made for his presentations and things. But videos do take a long time.
Yeah, but basically, if you find the time, don't let your YouTube channel die. Just a short, a
Well, thank
short,
you.
a short
I have no
reminder.
idea how that thing, I hadn't even looked at that YouTube channel, and then go to check it one day, and it's thousands of followers. I have no idea how that happened. I mean, I think we just set it up a long time ago, and then
I
accidentally
think it's
uploaded
4 years
some videos.
ago, and since then almost nothing happens, but it's growing because
Yeah.
maybe people are subscribing, waiting for something to come.
Strange. Yeah.
sometimes,
Maybe you can
sometimes,
manage our
sometimes,
YouTube
or like,
channel.
the toothbrush guy with I don't know how many million
Oh my
followers.
God.
This
Dental
is
Digest,
Yes, he's
the guy that,
crazy. Maybe he will
yeah,
never become a dentist because
yeah,
he will never make as much money as a dentist as he can do on his YouTube channel.
it's insane. Yeah, I remember seeing that. It was just like, I mean, I guess though his viewers are not dentists. I mean, I'm assuming his
No,
dentists,
no,
his
no,
viewers
no.
are
As a
teenagers.
dentist, you
And,
can watch 2, 3 videos and then you're you know say,
yeah,
okay, come on, toothbrushing again and again and again and again. So I'm sick of toothbrushing or explaining how to brush your teeth. That's why
yeah,
dentists are delegating them this to the dental hygienist. um, not toothbrushing is important, not don't
yeah.
get me wrong, but as a dentist it's not really fun watching somebody brushing his teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
horrible. It's horrible. I hate the people
No,
dancing.
but no, this is no this account is successful because he has 7 million or 8 million subscribers. There is only 1 million dentists. Basically, you know the numbers. There are 2 million dentists, more or less. But from
Okay.
these 2 million dentists, 1 million only extracts teeth,
Really?
because this was a research done by several big companies, and it's a fact. 50% of the dentists in the world are only extracting teeth because they're living in poor countries where people cannot afford fillings, root canals, implants, bridges, whatever.
Huh.
The only dental treatment is extracting teeth.
I did not know
and
that.
and this is so you have 1 million, a little bit more than 1 million left. um, I know that in Brazil there are 340,000 dentists, and I'm sure of these 340,000, 100,000 also extracts only teeth.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah,
So this is
that's good.
this is the reality. Okay, let's come back to the last question that I always ask at the end. Um, to my guests, what advice, I misspelled it, it's not van you give, but can you give to to younger colleagues out there? So should they start immediately going on social media, or what suggestions do you have for for young colleagues out there when they are starting or planning to start their career? Maybe Celine
Uh,
first and then
yeah.
Nate.
Okay. So for me, I think my main advice will be to really try to. And I know it sounds like repetition, but your treatment plan skills, your knowledge about materials, your knowledge about pros, perio, ortho, all the different specialties. Please try to get as much of continuing education as possible with really good continuing education courses. I think the main thing that I say is that the younger dentist is not like getting sub boxes to take really nice photos. That's not gonna give you like clinical success of your treatments. So I think that really to know your clinical skills. If you're not comfortable with something, work around a good team around you with specialists. And I think at the end we're dentists and we're taking care of patients and people. So other than that, I think it's important thing that you can do for your patients.
Okay,
Hmm.
good. Nate.
Yeah, so I'm really glad that Celin started because he got to speak to like the 98% of dentists that do clinical dentistry, full time. And I might just say something to the 2 or 3 or 5% of people that are dentists that are maybe doing non-traditional dental paths. Because that's, 10 years ago, I was just graduated from dental school, sitting in a clinic, working for a big dental company and sitting and just kind of wondering if I made the right career decision because I like clinical dentistry, but I don't know. I wasn't a great student in dental school. I wasn't sure that that's exactly what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And I had done the PhD, so I thought about coming back and teaching, but I didn't, the money is not as great in academics. So I wasn't sure that I was going to want to do that. And, but I kind of, got an offer to come down and UAB and pursued this non-traditional dental career in dental academics and doing research. And like every day I wake up and I love my job. I love my life. I like what I'm doing. So, if maybe, if there's people out there listening that are in dentistry and you think maybe I got into this clinical dentistry stuff and it wasn't exactly what I imagined to be, I would say keep on going, keep on trying at it. It's a lucrative way to go. But like there are other non-traditional paths as far as, even if you are a clinical dentist to pursue, and industry and academics and, research, different avenues that you can pursue.
Now, basically, at the end, it comes to passion and love for what you're doing. So, do you agree on that?
Yeah,
I do.
It'll make you happy.
So
yes,
and eventually money.
we always have to try making people happy. I'm doing some advertisement at the end. I'm also telling everybody out there to follow Dental Tube, also on YouTube. Not only on Instagram, also on YouTube. Maybe if we reach, I don't know, 10,000 on YouTube, you rethink to get back also, and
you
work
have to handle our YouTube
on your.
now.
Yeah, why not? Why not? This would be an idea. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. I will play a short outro. Maybe you can stay a few seconds. So I will end the live here. Thanks, Nate. Thanks, Celin. Thanks, everybody out there. I know that the live shows are always watched later because people know, okay, it will be on Facebook, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Twitter. It will be also available as a podcast. So all the live interviews on YouTube automatically are transformed into podcasts that are available on Spotify. So you can listen to all the interviews on Spotify. So this is an app that it's called Listenbox. Listenbox listens to your YouTube channel and transforms the interview into a podcast. So this is then the whole universe of dentist.camera. So a lot of automation, a lot of tips and tricks. I can also share. Maybe I can do a guest post on Dental Tube, talking about some tools I use. Why not?
Amazing.
So I would love to collaborate a little bit more also with you guys.
So we would love that.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk in a second. I will end the broadcast here and see you soon.
Thanks, Alessandro. Thanks, everybody.